Tim Black's BS detector.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying, And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And one of the things and
Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with.
Hold on a second, Jill, President Jill. We were asking Joe a question about his cognitive ability, not yours, Miss President. Shut up. Yeah, I want to hear him talk, because he was the one who got elected, not you. But see, there's the rub, isn't it? Yeah, that's the rub. We see really what happened here. We have a man who's obviously past it, and we have a woman who wants to have it, who's got to have it. Joe couldn't even answer that question. And you know they're prepared for it, because damn well The View gave them the questions before they came up. And if you don't think they're going to ask you that question, you are everything anyone's ever said about you being declined. So that's obviously a prepared answer. And he couldn't even recite the prepared answer correctly. And she comes in and starts finishing the prepared answer, which is a horrible answer to begin with, which doesn't truly directly respond to the question, which is, hey, what do you have to say for people saying you lost it? Number one, I haven't lost it. Number two, I'm fit as a fiddle. Number three is, these are scurrilous rumors that people spread in order to detract from the good work we were doing. Bam, bam, bam. And, talk. Then you could go down the field and start talking about Medicare for all. We finally beat Medicare. And you ain't black if you don't, go get me some ice cream. My Corvette runs fast. Whatever you want. But this was unacceptable. This is why people questioned. Because Joe can't complete thoughts. He can't answer questions. This is not a confidence builder. Communication is 9/10 of the law being cognitively inclined. And declining to answer a question or being unable to answer a question, to finish a sentence or thoughts, would lead one to believe that perhaps you are not equipped cognitively. Jill only makes it worse. But let's see if she could save the day.
And they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone, reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop.
Look at Joe. What is Joe looking at? 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 potato. Oh gosh, am I wearing pants? I hope I'm wearing pants, because I don't remember putting them on. I did put on pants today, didn't I? It's possible I didn't. Joy would tell me. Joy, Jesus. When did Joy get all that black makeup on her face? And gained weight? Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Joy. That's Anna Navarro.
stop. It's the White House, being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant.
You know how I don't think women understand. I saw, look, just for a second. I see in Joe. Look at Joe's body language here. See this Joe look? That's the look of a man who wants to end his time here on earth. You see this look? I don't think women understand, man. When she's going off like this, Joe didn't ask her to talk. She's not saving the day. This is protesting too much. Talking a lot, trying to save Joe is only burying Joe. And we know his political career is over. It should be. I mean, he was a congressperson, a senator, a vice president, and a president. Man, he ran the table. Look, let's be clear here, man. I talk bad about Joe because he deserves it. He ain't a friend of my people, the black community. He's a horrible mofo. And bump all y'all who's like, well, we got to support him. No, you got to support him. Goofy. We got people that talk all this smack, black this, black that, went right on down there and pulled their level. I know who you are, too. But I'm talking about people in the political sphere. I'm talking about people that do this right here. And then when it's the off season, they get really punchy and all types of revolutionary. Then when it's around election time, they start calming their asses down and fall right in line. Yes, 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 whatever you say, must get funding, must get a job. Anyway, the point is this. Joe Biden, he wanted to tell his wife, Jill, to shut up. He does, but he can't. He wants her to go bake some cookies or something right here. And he's also contemplating, if I fall down, how could I fall and not have to wake up again? Is there a way to end this right now? You know, because this to me right here is the face of a beaten man.
Morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
Yeah, you're supposed to say that. You say, I think you are. But you're a bobblehead.
That's worth the invitation to come to the show.
Actually, you are your husband's fiercest advocate and a close advisor. And it's been reported that you created a sort of cocoon around him and kind of limited his interactions with the media and others. Do you think you could have been too close to the situation to objectively gauge whether he could handle a full 4 more years?
I was with Joe day and night.
And he wanted to kill himself, but he didn't have the strength. And you're damn right I kept y'all from telling people, not knowing stuff. That's my job. I like being first lady. It was fun. Only 45 other people have been able to do it. Ever. So, yeah, had a good time. Well, I know the numbers are off because some presidents got more than one term, right? So, only 40 other women in the history of the United States have been able to have that title. I don't know what she did with it. Nothing except going to View. Seriously, what did Jill Biden do as vice president's wife? First lady, what did she do? Not a damn thing. What is she known for? Nothing. Going on The View and doing this and keeping her husband in office when he should have been gone. That's what she's known for.
I saw him more than any other person. I woke up with him. I went to bed at night with him.
Joe's like, please don't remind me. Please. Please. Except for the call girls.
So I saw him all throughout the day, and I did not create a cocoon around him. I mean, you saw him in the Oval Office. You saw him making speeches. He wasn't hiding.
Oh, God. You saw him making sticky. That's what you called what he was doing? Joe, look. During the pandemic, Joe was hid out in the basement. Nobody knew where the hell Joe Biden was. This lady's full of it. Like, do you know we were here? There were people that don't work for you, that talk for a living, that saw stuff. Jill. I saw things, Jill. Joe wasn't accessible like that. Not even close. That guy was hiding like hell. I thought he stole something. Did he steal something out the White House? Because he's hard to find. I thought he was going to be on an episode of Cops or something. The way he was hiding out. Did he have a warrant out for his arrest? What was going on, really? Did he have a herpes bump on his lip? Something happened. This guy was ducking. Hardcore. If I had to come up here and say this, but of course someone's going to, there's no journalism, no fact finding done on The View. We know that. I don't even expect that. This is big slap in the face for her to pretend rewriting history. We were here, damn it. We know what Joe didn't do. Anything. He was as bad as Kamala. They both were bad.
Somewhere. I didn't have him, sequestered in some place. I mean, that's
Wish she had.
Was that hurtful to you when they were describing you as Lady Macbeth and all of
Yes,
those?
it was very hurtful. It was very hurtful.
It was very accurate. It was very accurate is what it was. That's why it was hurtful, because it was spot on. You vindictive, ambitious, pontificating person.
Especially from some of our so-called friends.
Yeah.
You have no friends. You got people that you use, who use you, period. Shut up. They weren't your friends. It's people you thought that wouldn't had the guts to say something. That's all. Your friends. Suckers.
You think the vice president lost, and were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America.
Right.
She's just dumb as a doornail when it comes to it. She doesn't have the charisma or the on-screen chops or the feel for this or the EQ. The EQ, not the IQ, but the EQ, the emotional qualification, the emotional clarity, even to garner the type of closest and respect that the people want. A level of leadership in that this is an intangible thing. She doesn't have it. You gonna say something like that, Joe? Of course not, but that's what you should say.
But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman. She's this. She's that. I mean, it really. I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country and a woman of mixed race.
Yeah.
And they played that to.
At least he got that right. He said mixed race. Look at that. We got the cherry striper and all the rest on X or where they at TikTok. Black. Even Joe knows this is heifer's mix. I know black people. Obama's mixed and she's mixed. These are mixed people. Mixed race. That's what she is. Why would you lie about that?
To a fair degree. In addition to that, one of the things happened, if you notice, and I'm going to be shorter, okay? I promise. Okay. She said, "Don't be Joe Biden. Be short."
I said that to him.
Anyway, make a long story short, all kidding aside, think about it. Liberal democracies all across America, all across the world lost last time.
Yeah.
All across America. I think we underestimate the phenomenal negative impact that COVID had and the pandemic had on people, on attitudes, on optimism, on a whole range of things. So I was very disappointed, but I wasn't surprised. The only thing that surprised me is the excess to which they've gone in some of the attacks they've made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you spoke with the vice president, and has she talked to you about what she wants to do next? Sought any advice? Maybe governor?
Yesterday, I talk to her frequently. We stay in touch, number one. Number two, she's sought my opinion. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
What to wear to the Met Gala.
That's exactly right. No, but all kidding aside, she's got a difficult decision to make about what she's going to do.
Yeah.
I hope she stays fully engaged. I think she's first rate. But we have a lot of really good candidates as well. So I'm optimistic. I'm not pessimistic about the future.
Yeah, man. Hogwash on a cracker, Johnson. Hogwash. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah, Democrats, liberals been losing across the globe, but let's be very clear, folks. There's a lot of reasons why Joe Biden lost, and why, well, not just why he lost, why he had to drop out. We know why he had to drop out, but why Kamala lost. And I'm just gonna, for clarity, I want everyone to remember, because we know we got a short attention span in America. We tend to move on to the next thing. That's our news cycle. It's 24 hours, 48 if you're lucky. After that, I mean, for instance, remember that guy, Luigi Mangione, that killed the healthcare exec? Yeah, he's still in jail, and that's still going on. When was the last time you even thought about it? Probably been a while, because that's the way we move on to the next thing. But here goes something to shake your memory. Under Joe Biden, we had record inflation. We haven't seen that type of inflation for the last 40 years. That means people's dollar wasn't going as far as it had gone under other presidents. Now, he can say it's about this tidal wave of people since COVID or whatever the hell, but the inflation, and that was due to the Inflation Reduction Act and this other SAVE Act and the CARES Act and the Banana Act or whatever act. I don't know. Joe Biden's economy stunk. And for all the ranting and raving that people do about how bad things are under Trump these first 100 days, as far as economy, you can tell how biased our media is. Just the fact that it's better than it was under Biden, and nobody wants to say it. And it's not like Biden wasn't president. You know, it wasn't like we're talking 3 years away from Biden's presidency. We're talking 100 days. So you're going 100 days ago, we were under Biden, and the economy was just under Biden during his tenure. And now you're acting like the world is falling apart and the sky's falling and birds are exploding in the skies and the fish have all died in the lakes and people are killing each other in the streets. And all those things could be true because, the waterways are not what they used to be, and birds, there was some mysterious things with birds happening in California. The bottom line is this though, yo. If mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And if dad's pissed, bye kids. And that's what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the pocketbook controls a lot of stress. It can produce a lot of stress on families. And that, my friends, is enough for people not to go to the polls. That's enough for people to vote you out just right there. Just looking at their bank account, looking at ends not meeting like they did once before. And then you want to jump out the gym for dumb social issues like, well, we got 100 trans girls who are of their age in high school that want to play ball on the girls' team. We should let them. Like dumb things that should not be like things that you want to fight about. Just dumb things, they became big things. And instead of like saying, okay, screw that, we ain't gonna fight that battle. You'd rather die on the hill. And I still want to know who is the person with the power. What billionaire has trans kids that are school age that's making these people come to these conclusions that this is worthwhile to even have a debate about it? I've still got to figure. I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, it is what it is. So Joe Biden's appearance on The View was uneventful other than he did not do a great job. Ooh, who didn't see that one coming? Jill got defensive and played like she was a victim because people talked about her. And there it is. It stunk. And that's what you would expect pretty much. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.